I love my new television. I really do, really do. I just don't understand why it can't fucking detect my fucking Switch. I turn this thing on. I turn it off to save power or whatever, keep it from getting too overheated, and then the TV can't pick up sound. So now I have to unplug this, unplug that, plug that back in. Why can't it just...
Instructor stood before...
Don't understand.
It was a fort built by the fairies.
Oh, we're not getting in through the front door. Anyway, we're back. We are back.
Cereza once again spotted Cheshire. Incapacitated by his wounds, he was surrounded by fairies.
What has he gotten himself into now? Nope, not going to worry about it.
That's your beloved doll your mother made.
But before she knew what she was doing, Cereza had set off in Cheshire's direction.
I'm just going to take a look. Can't let anything happen to my stuffed cat.
Yeah, your mom made that. Tell your mom for me. It's not really stealth mode. Again, I'm not a stealth mode type. Like, to me, in my opinion, anyone that thinks that they're game-type geniuses because they love stupid-ass fucking Metal Gear Solid, sorry, those aren't real video games. I love Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, you're a pretentious waste. You're just in love with Metal Gear Solid because it looked nice and you didn't have to worry about combat, per se. It's not a real video game. I played 2 Metal Gears, Metal Gear Solid 5 and the first Metal Gear, bored the shit out of me. Because they're not actual video games. Watched full walkthroughs of every one of those shitty games, bored the shit out of me. Just watching the walkthroughs bored the shit out of me. Speaking of, I'm watching the full walkthrough of the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Who is he talking to?
The fairies had captured Cheshire. Within their ranks was one regal-looking fairy who stood out from all the others. He appeared to be talking to Cheshire, but it was too far to hear what he was saying.
What does that fairy want with Cheshire?
The fairies carried him into some kind of fortress.
Cheshire!
Forgetting the peril of her situation, Cereza rushed to follow the fairies into their stronghold.
You fucking fairy.
No good. There must be another way in. Huh?
Yeah, there you are.
The elusive white wolf had appeared right before Cereza.
White wolf.
There before running away.
Hey, standing right there.
You know another entrance?
Oh, I need Cheshire for that. See, you can't do that one. But, I mean, as interesting as it looks, I played Resident Evil 4 a bunch of times, mostly to get the gangster garb and the Tommy gun, which killed everything in one shot. Oh, Paladins got updated. Paladins on the Switch is fucking shit now. I can't even try to get into it anymore. They don't render any of the graphics.
Listen, this fortress is crawling with fairies. I think you should sit this one out.
But the wolf just stared at her, showing no signs of moving. "Let's go together," the wolf's determined eyes seemed to be saying to her.
Thanks. You know, to be honest, I was a little scared going alone. Don't tell Cheshire I said that.
And so, Cereza and the White Wolf infiltrated deep into the enemy's stronghold.
I guess this explains why Luca was a werewolf in 3. But anyway, Resident Evil 4 was really good. I really enjoyed it. But a lot of the allure was becoming ridiculously strong. Buying weapons, upgrading weapons. There were areas that I could have lived without.
Oh, Cheshire. Just what have you gotten yourself into this time?
And to be fair, the burden of having to be the hero in the thing from the Black Lagoon with Ashley constantly being in peril and being carried away, and it was a pain in the ass. It could be a pain in the ass game. The fact that the first area could kill you a bunch of times was just a pain in the ass. The area where there were endless hordes of zombies crashing into the house, that could be a pain in the ass. There were just certain specifics that I really could have done better with myself, never having to deal with again. And any game like that it's fun. I enjoyed it. But any game like that is okay. It was better for memories.
I think it's supposed to turn that way. Oh well, it works for me.
You can turn it the other way if you want. So, as much as I enjoyed 4, it had its flaws. The Krauser battle was a flaw. Like, there are just so many flaws to it. So it was a good game. It was not one of the greatest games I've ever played. But the problem with the remake is the remake of 4 is based on a game that was more or less a remake of Resident Evil in itself. In the fact that instead of it being those tank controls with you walking slowly here and walking slowly there and everything, it was more about maneuverability, aiming your shots. So it was a completely different play style than what you were used to if you played the original Resident Evils, including 2 and 3. But the 2 and 3 remakes... How do I get up there? You can do it that way. The 2 and 3 remakes remade it to be more like 4. Third person, over the shoulder, focused mainly on weaponry and killing shit. So in that sense, oh, I just got actually no. Hold on. So we have to turn it back up. In that sense, the remake of 4 is just an extension of 2 and 3 remakes. So, to me, it kills the whole interest of the original 4 as a whole. Because it's pretty much the same thing, you know? It's what we've played. How would I get up there? Whoopsie.
Within, the fairies seem to be arguing about something loudly.
I don't understand what they're saying.
Oh.
If I know these fairies, it must be something absolutely nefarious.
Nefarious, get it? Well, you know, for instance, the original 1 remake, it was still the first one. They just added some things, made the graphics better, made the controls a little less bulky, but it was still 1. Still had the same camera angles, it still had the same cuts. When you went from one area to another, like, it was still the same game. 4 is kind of the same game, the remake of 4, but you just did it with 2 and 3, so it just feels like it's 2 and 3. I just feel that the constant re-releases of Resident Evil games killing Resident Evil right now. Because now it's just the same thing over and over again. But again, this is one of the main reasons why I don't get PlayStations or Xbox, because their games are shit. They don't do anything exclusive that makes me go, hey, let me get that.
The clock tower with Sean. She acted so tough, but I knew she was scared.
I don't even know if I should be changing this. And again, like everything else, especially here in the United States, the gaming industry is getting way too much. Gotten way too much. That's why I'm still just a Nintendo guy, because Nintendo games are games. They don't take themselves too fucking seriously. They're not trying to win the Game Awards with all their heartbreaking and heartwarming scenes. They're just trying to make video games. And they innovate. I mean, Bayonetta's had the same formula for years. Let's innovate it, make it a little different. I'm enjoying this game. It's a really good game. The challenge is there. It's just not like I'm not afraid I'm gonna die every 5 seconds, which is a nice breath of fresh air. I need that kind of tension. Besides, it's good to play a game that once in a while makes you think.
Look at all those fairies. How am I going to make it out of here?
I missed my archive. You fucking fairy. You don't really have the ability to do anything other than trap him in a vine. Well, it's nice to know that they weren't looking for her, they were looking for him.
Yes!
One thing I always loved about video games was the whole treasure chests just randomly lying around. Like, who decided to put that out there? I'm gonna take this chest and put this weird perfume in there. You never know. Like, if I were to be able to make video games, I would want more practical pickups. That's one thing I'll give the Soul series. It's more practical to say, hey, somebody died and left this behind.
It just keeps going. Cheshire, where are they taking you? Cheshire!
Hey, you, get your damn hands up.
They had finally found Cheshire. He was covered in wounds from head to toe. Hiding in the shadows, Cereza was surprised to hear one of the fairies speaking words she understood. It is simple! We just need the girl. Stay out of our way, and we will ensure your return to the demon realm. They were speaking Enochian, the language of angels and demons. It sounded like the regal fairy was trying to strike a deal with Cheshire. Cereza felt her heart beating in her chest. What will it be? This is your last chance, demon. Cereza waited for his answer with bated breath. Then she heard the familiar deep growl. Oh, like I can trust a fairy. I'll devour every last one of you. Despite his battered body, Cheshire's eyes still smoldered with defiance.
Cheshire!
It's Luca. Or his ancestry.
The White Wolf held the nearby fairies at bay.
Thanks! Cheshire!
The sudden appearance of two intruders had the fairy fortress in a frenzy. Cereza seized the opportunity and freed Cheshire from his shackles.
Well, she can do that. There you go.
It was splendid teamwork.
Glad to see you're up for a fight. These naughty fairies are about to get punished.
Oh, you are in trouble now.
And better than your crying. Punishment, is it? With pleasure. Both Cereza and Cheshire were on fire.
Cheshire, let's go!
My favorite ability.
Let's go! Cheshire!
Eat him. You fucking knocker, you. Now I've got a fire shielded guy.
Prepare yourself!
Oh, he's hungry now. All right.
Cheshire?
A large gash was cut on Cheshire's leg. Bits of cotton were falling out, along with his magical energy. The fairies had not been kind to their captive. Cheshire could hide his pain no longer.
it?
Get some stitches.
Unless the wound was mended, the magic-infused threads that bound Cheshire to this world would not last long.
Hold still. If you move around like that, you'll just make things worse.
Cereza needed to suture the wound as soon as possible.
Knowing this company in this game, this will be a mechanic.
There was only one way she could think to do it.
Stitches. We're gonna stitch him up. Do surgery. New mechanic.
Cereza. As blood flows through veins, magic flows through a witch's hair. Care for it as you would your most precious tool, and defend it as you would your very heart.
You've got a nice head of hair yourself.
Sorry, Morgana, but I found something more important.
Now she cuts her hair all the time.
These were the precious locks Cereza was growing out to resemble her mother. As expected, they worked their magic. Cheshire's wound closed in an instant. Don't blame me if that teacher of yours has a fit, Cheshire said quietly.
Don't worry, it'll grow back. Besides, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be in this mess in the first place. I promised to send you back. Umbra Witch's honor.
Yeah, but does he want to go back now?
What I'm trying to say is...
But before she could finish, Cheshire had already returned to his miniature form. Well, get a move on, will you? He added with a squeak.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Cereza gave Cheshire a tight embrace. Somehow she felt that Cheshire was doing the same.
Well, listen, after all you've been through...
Restoration magic! I've never been able to pull that off before. I wonder if it might work on something else.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's kind of a thing in Bayonetta. Time travel, restoration, whatever. Anything left to concoct? Any room? Nope. Just save here. Wow, we're at 62%. This game is Bayonetta, the collectible version. And there's so many collectibles. I mean, there were a lot of collectibles in the first place, but this just seems to take it to another level.
How do you like that? Don't think I'm so shabby now, huh?
A cut like this is nothing. But this ribbon isn't so bad.
Cheshire said in a slightly embarrassed voice.
Yeah, I think it suits you perfectly.
Oh, the fire element.
something made them stop. A strange presence.
Well, you didn't think it would be that easy, did you?
Stop! Limit impetuous stepping so the seed of ruin in our kingdom. We will not allow him to wake a cursed child from his slumber.
It was the regal fairy from earlier.
Hey! That fairy's speaking our language! I think...
Fine! Her insolence knows no bounds. Repent! For a king's anger, what snoop is not easily questioned.
Repent, and thou shalt be saved.
The regal fairy continued his haughty monologue. Still, his thick accent was nigh unintelligible.
You should have an Irish accent.
It must be some kind of fairy dialect. So, what? Are you saying you're the fairy king or something?
I'm the fucking king here, you fucker.
Before us all, bend the knee. Those with 4 legs bend too. The very trees of Avalon bow before us to pay obeisance.
You're not explaining why the child is forbidden.
We are Puka the Wise, Puka the Magnanimous,
The marvelous, the magnanimous, Luca.
dramatic effect. Puka, the one true king of the Avalon Forest.
Puka. Like Luca.
What? Okay. So it was you who did all that awful stuff to Cheshire. I see a royal behind in need of a good spanking.
Cheshire looked happy to oblige.
So that's where you got your little innuendo from.
Human and demon dare challenge Puka, whose name strikes fear across all 3 realms. We shall call out a blast from heaven and make the world their folly.
Very lovely, I have to admit. Oh, angels. Affinity.
Cheshire, help! No! Let go!
Well, time to get out the guns and the swords. Can I induce which time? Oh, you've got all the tools, huh?
Stop it! No!
Switch time. Fairies in league with the angels, huh? Come here, you.
Get him, Cheshire!
Oh yeah, torture rack.
Back to Paradiso with you!
That was but yuck and nothing other! Yuck! Here! Listen!
Yikes.
Full of surprises.
I'm gonna be back in just a second.